As I said, tonight I'm reading you stories from my new book, Zig Zag Zog, which, by the way, is available on Amazon and all of the online bookstores, as well as your local bookstore. And it's my 15th book. You can check out all my books on my website, which is www.gdaysally.com, GDAYSALLY.com. Now, this story is called Captain Grisley Grunt. Captain Grisley Grunt was a grumpy groper. He was also a diabolical devil about his patch of the ocean. He saw it as his divine domain, and he was determined to defend it from any and all intruders. So every time another fish or any ocean creature would swim into his patch, Captain Grisley Grunt would chase them away. And if they refused to move, he might even bite them. He was not friendly to anyone. But one day, Captain Grisley Grunt fell ill. He had never been sick before, so at first he didn't know what had happened to him. He just knew that although he had woken up and should have left his coral cave to start patrolling his ocean domain, he just wanted to stay right where he was. He did not even feel hungry, and his eyes kept closing and he kept dozing. Now, Captain Grisley Grunt had a next-door neighbour called Petulia Parrotfish, and she knew not to accidentally swim over to Captain Grisley Grunt's ocean patch because she knew how angry and unpleasant he could be. But Petulia Parrotfish was a very caring fish, and she noticed that Captain Grisley Grunt was not patrolling his patch as he usually did. Something must be wrong, she thought. Something must have happened to Captain Grisley Grunt for him not to be out on his daily patrol. So she screwed up her courage and she swam over to where she knew Captain Grisley Grunt would be, or should be, if he was still lurking in his coral cave. Petulia Parrotfish was prepared for a very gruff greeting from Captain Grisley Grunt, so she was very surprised when she found that she could swim right up to the entrance of grumpy Captain Grisley Grunt's coral cave without him growling at her. She looked in carefully, and she could see a very pale fish face. At first she thought that there must be an intruder fish in Captain Grisley Grunt's coral cave. But then she realised that the very pale fish face was Captain Grisley Grunt himself. But he didn't look to be himself this day, and he certainly didn't behave as himself. "Why, Captain Grisley Grunt, you don't look well. Whatever's the matter?" asked Petulia Parrotfish. "Don't know," whispered Captain Grisley Grunt. "Feel terrible." Carefully swimming through the entrance to Captain Grisley Grunt's coral cave, Petulia Parrotfish said, "Let me take a look at you." Captain Grisley Grunt just floated sadly and silently while Petulia Parrotfish looked him over. After a minute and a second, she said, "I know what's wrong with you. You are covered in parasites and pests, and I am positive that you will have more parasites and pests inside your body. That's what's making you sick." For once in his life, Captain Grisley Grunt actually listened to another fish instead of chasing her away. "This trouble has been brought on by yourself," said Petulia Parrotfish, "because you are so grumpy and you always chase away any fish who dare to disturb you in your domain. You haven't let the cleaner fish come in close and clean away all the parasites and pests that are making you sick." Captain Grisley Grunt felt foolish. Weakly he said, "What should I do?" Petulia Parrotfish looked at him sternly. "I am going to call in a cleaner fish to clean away all your parasites and pests. But you mustn't growl at her. You must just float freely and not move a muscle while she carries out a careful cleaning. Do you agree to behave?" Captain Grisley Grunt nodded weakly, and he floated very still while Petulia Parrotfish called to her best friend, Tintoressa Twirlbird Tender. After a minute and a second, there was a tiny silvery blue flash right in front of Captain Grisley Grunt's unsmiling mouth. Tintoressa Twirlbird Tender flashed in and out of his mouth, eating up all the parasites and pests that had infected Captain Grisley Grunt. She cleaned all of his gravelly grunt skin and even inside his gills so he could breathe easily again. And Captain Grisley Grunt was so grateful to Petulia Parrotfish and to her best friend, Tintoressa Twirlbird Tender, that he never ever chased away any fish or ocean creatures from his ocean patch again. And guess what? Yes, you've guessed it. Captain Grisley Grunt was never sick again. So that story was from my new book, Zig Zag Zog. You know, Hawaii is a microcosm of the world with people here from all over the world, and Noa Noa Hawaii is a microcosm of the traditional arts of the world with beautiful patterns from many countries. They've been in business for 38 years with wonderful Hawaii designed batik clothing. Their hand-dyed and handmade clothes have patterns that are based on traditional kapa and tapa designs from Hawaii, Polynesia, Micronesia, Indonesia, even New Zealand and Africa. So check out all of the wonderful items that Noa Noa has on their website, which is www.noanoahawaii.com. So I'll be back next week, so bye for now.